This story out of Illinois is tragic. It all went down earlier this month in this Aurora neighborhood when police received this 911 call.
911, where's your emergency?
Well, I'm having a family altercation here. I need the police.
What's going on?
I have young people fighting and older people trying to stop them. I've got a young grandson here who him and his girlfriend are fighting over a baby. The dad is trying to stop them. It's getting violent. And before the violence happens, I need somebody to remove him.
The caller tells the dispatcher the verbal dispute could get violent at any moment when this happens.
Who's holding them back?
Oh, damn it. God.
Hey, hello?
Let him out. Don't break my chest. No. He got a knife.
What is he saying?
He will kill them, he will kill us, and he will die today. The police will have to shoot him.
As the woman is talking on the phone, police arrive on the scene. At the entrance, they find the guy armed with 2 knives at the front door.
What's going on, man? Drop the knife. Put it down. Drop the knife. Put the knife down now. Knife down, dude.
As the guy continues yelling through the door, police try to de-escalate the situation.
Hey, listen, dude, we're here to help, man. I'm here to help you.
But it doesn't seem to work.
Buddy, what's your name? Buddy, what's your name? Buddy, what's your name? Get a scope ready.
The guy walks into the house and comes back to the entrance.
Chill out. Come on, put the knife down. Come on here and talk to us. Come on, man, just relax. Listen. Hey,
and starts tapping the knives against the glass.
Get out of the way.
As cops continue to talk to the guy at the entrance, other officers tell the people inside the house to get away.
Can everybody get out of the house? You guys all get out of the house. Yeah, have them get out. I'll get out. No, yes, I want to talk. I want you to put the knives down. I want you to put the knives down. Listen, dude, just put the knives down, okay? Hey.
Cops bring up the guy's kid as he escalates his threats.
You have a child inside, right? Hey, listen. You have a child inside, right? What? Listen. Hey, stay right here, bro.
That's when the guy walks away and slams the door, with people still inside the house. Cops continue to get the people inside to evacuate.
We have 4 subjects, a child, his girl, grandma and mom are out of the house. There's 1 other male in the house, apparently in the shower.
And when the last person gets outside, an officer scolds a guy who's trying to go back in.
Hey, stay out! Why would you go back in? Hey!
The last person finally comes outside with the dog and they shut the garage door, but keep it propped open by some luggage. With everyone outside, more officers arrive with less than lethal pepper ball guns. And a moment later, the guy with the knives comes from inside over to the garage door.
Why don't you just drop the knives, buddy?
And throws the luggage and opens the garage door again. He then returns to the front of the garage, still with the knives.
Stay there, dude. Stay there. Stay there. Drop the knife. Drop it. Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
And the police shoot him with pepper balls.
Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
This is where things take a dark turn. Again, this is disturbing. After he's hit with the pepper balls, the guy with the knives starts sprinting towards the cops, and police open fire with lethal rounds. Cops cuff the guy and call first aid, and find another knife stuffed into the guy's sock. Medics shortly arrive, and he's taken to the hospital. The family of the guy with the knives told local news that he had been experiencing a mental health crisis. Reports estimate that at least 20% of all police calls pertain to mental health or substance abuse situations, and according to data from the Washington Post, over 20% of people shot and killed by police over the past 12 months were experiencing some sort of mental illness crisis. But some critics believe police officers shouldn't be the ones asked to handle emergency mental health crises, and that task should instead fall to first responders with medical, mental health, and public safety training. The 21-year-old guy armed with the knives is reported to still be hospitalized in critical condition, and he's set to be charged on multiple counts, including first-degree attempted murder of 2 police officers. The whole thing is still being investigated.
Now, that's quite disturbing to hear because mental health is so real, you know what I'm saying? And It said that this guy had to go through what he was going through. Now, I don't know if he was abusing drugs or whatever the situation could be, but he clearly was going through something. If you could see officers there with guns drawn, knowing what's going on in America today, him being the race that he is, he's prone because statistics said we're more than likely, 3 times more than likely to be shot. So him acting irate, you know what I'm saying, showing this aggression towards the police officer with knives is making him being the ones, as we saw, get shot by these cops. Now he did provoke that from happening. Just for the simple fact we saw what he did, he charged at him. So don't be one of these guys.
On her walk home past the shop and appeared to talk to the man in the hoodie. It looked like to him what he'd seen many times before, a sexual assault. Jill Marr called her husband Tom to let him know she and a few friends from work were planning on a cocktail or two, and so the group had drinks at Brunswick Green on Sydney Road before rounding off their evening at Bar Etiquette, a bar literally 10 minutes walk from Jill's Luxway apartment. As they called it a night around 1:30 a.m, a friend offered to drop Jill off in a taxi. But being just minutes away from home, she turned down the offer in favor of a brief walk home. Tom Marr woke up on the sofa in the early hours of the 22nd of September with absolutely no sign of Jill in the house at all. Tom called the police and he reported his wife missing. The police searches turned up nothing. Jill's phone had pinged at Hope Road near the couple's apartment on Lux Street before moving north along the Tullamarine Freeway at around 4:30 a.m. before the signal cut out near Gisborne. Someone cutting through an alleyway to Hope Road had found a woman's handbag. Police responded and took Tom to check it out and see if he could identify any of the items. He quickly confirmed it belonged to Jill. This specialist, he pointed to a flattened, darkened section of grass, and he said it looked like to him what he'd seen many times before, the scene of a sexual assault. Suspicions of foul play were further aroused when on Tuesday morning, an employee of the Duchess Boutique handed over to police a CCTV recording from the Saturday night. CCTV captured a man in a blue hoodie and jeans pacing back and forth on Sydney Road. Minutes later, Jill on her walk home past the shop and appeared to talk to the man in the hoodie. See, when following the route Jill's phone had taken before the signal died, police found a worrying crossover. At the same time as cell phone data placed Jill's phone on the Tullamarine Freeway, a CityLink camera logged a car belonging to a man named Adrian Bailey traveling in the same direction. 41-year-old Adrian Bailey was already known to the police. Bailey's long criminal history began at age 18. He raped a 16-year-old friend of his sister. The next year, he attempted to assault a 17-year-old girl as she was walking home from a bus stop. Over the span of less than a year, from September 2000, Bailey would commit a series of assaults in the St Kilda area of Victoria. Each woman was driven to a secluded lane and attacked in his car. Now investigators had this scumbag piece of phone tracking the same route as missing Jill's. Detectives immediately put Bailey under surveillance and started to do their research on him, but one swift look at his background and they knew they needed to get him into custody as fast as possible. Bailey was arrested by officers on the 27th of September. When asked if he had anything to do with Jill going missing, Bailey, played the helpful innocent, insisting he had nothing to do with it and he'd spent the night looking for his girlfriend after they had an argument. Unknown to Bailey, police were actually carrying out a search of his home during the preliminary stages of the interview and found a SIM card in his washing. It was Jill's SIM card. After a little persuading, Bailey revealed, though he couldn't tell them exactly where Jill's body was, the same Melbourne town where Jill's phone was last known to have travelled. When asked to show them exactly where they needed to look, Bailey refused and would only point to the place he'd buried Jill Marr's half-naked body in less than 40 centimeters of soil. The 35-year minimum non-parole period would be extended to 43 years when Bailey stood trial for assaulting 2 sex workers and a Dutch backpacker in the months leading up to Jill's murder. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Man, that's crazy. She should have took that ride home. But at the same time, we up here like, I just want to go for a nice, walk, get some fresh air, and didn't know this stalker guy was out here looking the whole time to get somebody. And she just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time and got caught on this guy's radar. Again, y'all, just be safe. Be careful out there. Hey, shout out to this guy on that chapter. I don't know his name, but he have some amazing content. And you know what I'm saying? Once I get more information, if you want to check this guy out, I don't know him personally. I just, I'm at work, so I like hearing stories and, you know what I'm saying, review them with y'all, watch them, stuff like that.